Tom Fitzgerald, the Preds' first ever captain in franchise history, has a son playing in the NHL? Apparently so. And his name is Casey Fitzgerald. And guess what? He's older than the Nashville Predators franchise itself. Well, if Casey wants to be as big as his father was in this Preds fans' eyes, he hasn't had his coming out moment in the NHL until he rides the bench like a surfer like his dad did during the Preds franchise expansion season. Preds lose 4-3 to the Buffalo Sabres Friday night inside KeyBank Center in Buffalo, New York. The Preds have now lost 3 in a row away from Bridgestone and 6 of their last 10. Not a trend you want to continue if you want to be successful come the playoffs, since you are going to be the road team in the first round. The Buffalo Sabres honored legendary play-by-play man of Sabres hockey, Rick Jeanneret, before puck drop in this game. Rick Jeanneret has been calling Sabres hockey for 51 seasons. He started during the Sabres' second season, well before I was even born, and I just turned 40. But on the bright side, from watching that ceremony, I can only imagine what the Preds will do the day comes that Pete Weber decides to hang up his microphone. Sabres with their first sellout crowd in at least 2 seasons, as the Preds look to avenge their embarrassing loss to this team back in January. And you know, it's one thing just to lose to a team, especially one that's just playing out the string, even when it was back in January. But the Preds got totally outworked by the Sabres in that game. Sabres fast and loose, just playing out the string. They have nothing to play for but some respect heading into the offseason and into next season. And of course, the Preds are stressed and loose. They have the playoffs coming up, they hope. And sure enough, what happens again to this team? Seemingly more on the road. Oh, goody. They give up the first goal. Crepes makes it 1-0 Sabres. Home or on the road, that is the 6th straight game, 7th of the last 8 starts for the Preds, that they have given up the first goal of the game. You cannot do this and get any consistency to your game. Fortunately, though, the Preds would get that one back pretty quick. Just over 2 minutes later, after Buffalo took the 1-0 lead, the play is in the Sabres zone. Rasmus Dahlin sends an outlet pass without looking, and it's intercepted by Ryan Johansson, and he's got his buddies from the first line out there with him, and he gets it over to Matt Duchene, and then Matt Duchene wields it over to me. I am Philippe Forsberg, and I am right in front of Craig Anderson, and I make no mistake, bang it home, tying this game at 1, my 38th of the season. I am going to get 40. Sabres keep coming though, and just under 7 minutes into the first period, we're just that quick into it. The Sabres are in the Preds zone. Puck comes to Tage Thompson through a screen. The Preds don't let Saros see the puck, and when that happens, it costs them. Tage Thompson gets it through the screen. Sabres retake the lead. Now they're up 2-1. Guys, you're showing me that you really didn't learn anything from that home embarrassing loss to Buffalo back in January, did you? Then the Preds would kill off a Yakov-Trenin tripping call, and fortunately he's got his buddy Tanner Jeannot, his line mate from the hurt line, out there trying to will his team on his own on a breakaway to tie this game up, but Craig Anderson makes a miraculous save on him. Just over 9 minutes left to go in the first period. Sabres with a great chance to go up by 2 goals in this game, and it's Alex Tuch, yes, the man who was traded for Jack Eichel, who leaves Sabres fans saying, Jack Eichel who? And Tuch has a great chance, but it's stick deflected away by Juuse Saros. Just over 6.5 or so left to go in the first. The Sabres would not be denied their 2-goal lead. The herd line is out there along with Matthias Ekholm and Jeremy Lauzon playing defense for the Preds. Ekholm and Lauzon get worked over on the play as the Sabres attack and keep the puck in the zone. Eventually, Tage Thompson gets a shot off that deflects off of Tanner Jeannot's stick past Saros. The Sabres have a 3-1 lead. But All appears not to be lost, as with just over 2.5 left to go in the first period. Turnover created by Ellie Tobin, and he gets the puck back to Matt Benning at the point, who just takes an innocent shot on net. There's a screen, and it's number 47, Michael McCarron, big sexy, who gets it in the net past Anderson, cutting the Sabres lead to 3-2. Reds aren't done. Just over 60 seconds left to go in the first period. Yes, we are still in the first period. Preds first line out there in the Sabres zone doing its business. And when everybody's focus, including Craig Anderson, all the Sabres defenders are on Forsberg, Matt Duchene, and Ryan Johannes. Here's Jeremy Lauzon. Puck comes off the backboard, and he gets it home past Anderson just in the nick of time. This game is all tied up at 3s. No thanks to either goalie. That's the score after the first 20 minutes. If you're a betting man, I hope you took the over in this game. If you thought the Sabres were going away after the first period, after getting 3 goals past Saros, you were wrong, because early pressure in the second period, and the Sabres are at it again, and it's Alex Tuch creating the pressure for the Sabres, and Saros keeps his chance out of his net. Preds would get awarded their first power play of the game as Yossi is tripped, but the Preds create no chances, no real pressure. The Sabres aren't forced to create any extra exertion and easily kill off the penalty. These two teams, after their offensive explosion in the first period, seem to have settled themselves down as we reached the halfway point of the second period. Just about 8 minutes left to go in the second period. The Preds would get tagged with too many men on the ice that Philip Tomasino would serve, and even though the Sabres could not create any real pressure during the first half of that power play, that doesn't mean they couldn't do it in the second half, because certainly they did, because the Sabres, with a very good zone entry that the Preds should have been able to defend, and eventually the puck finds its way to Olofsson on the one-timer, no mistake, beats Saros. The Sabres have retaken a lead 4-3. Again, this team loves scaring the crap out of UC Saros, because late in the period, down low, Matthias Ekholm with a brutal turnover, and it turns into a 2-on-0 down low. Alex Tuch with a great chance to make it 5-3 Sabres, but somehow UC Saros keeps it out. Preds with a last gasp, last chance as the clock kicks down in the second period, but it's to no avail. Sabres have their lead back up 4-3 after 2. Both teams finding their feet through the first few minutes of the third period for what should be an intense final 20 minutes to this game, including Aspen for the Sabres racing back as Roman Josi chases him down, and UC Saros is able to make the save to prevent this becoming a 2-goal game again. 4.5 into the third period, Alex Tuch once again with a beautiful chance to put this game out of reach for the Sabres, but Saros meets his puck. Time ticks, ticks, ticks. Sabres hanging on to their 1-goal lead as we get all the way to the last quarter of this game. You have UC Saros robbing Jeff Skinner with just about 4.5 left to go in regulation. You know, I'm glad that when John Hines decides to pull UC Saros, it's not too early, not too late, but you think you could have waited until you had clean, safe possession of the puck, because you know who had possession of the puck, Reds fans, if you didn't notice when UC Saros left his net? The Sabres did. Any other team, probably a much better team in the standings, probably buries it into the empty net right there. You can wait a little bit until you have to pull your goalie, coach. We reached the last minute left in regulation, and the Sabres, to their credit, had plenty of chances at the empty net of the Preds that they just couldn't bury it. And I'm sure Sabres fans would be a lot more stressed, like I am right now watching this game, if their Sabres were in contention for a playoff spot, but they're just having fun playing out the string. Preds would get into the Sabres zone, get the puck down low, right in front of Anderson's crease, and whack away out, and Craig Anderson covers the puck with just over 9 seconds left to go in regulation. Then on the ensuing face-off, the Preds win it, and you got Roman Josi allowed to skate right down the board, and he gets the right angle, right in on net, right in on Anderson, but oh, he covers up the puck again, now with just 4 seconds left to go in regulation. Clock is adjusted to 4.2 seconds left to go in regulation. Bad ensuing face-off win ensures that the Sabres win this game that the Preds should have had a better effort in. Sabres win 4-3. I will say though, on those last faceoffs and last pressure in on the Sabres net, that Barry, longtime Preds fan on Twitter, I consider him a friend, pointed this out, that Casey Fitzgerald, yes, Tom Fitzgerald's son, should have been called for closing his hand on the puck in the crease. You are not allowed to do that. You can use your physical body and try and help your goalie recover it, but a player, not the goalie, is not allowed to cover the puck or grasp it and throw it out of the crease, anything like that, or else it is a penalty shot. The refs just straight up missed it. I wonder if Dad taught Casey that trick of how to do it and also how to get away with it. Not how we wanted to end the week, boys. Not only did you not avenge your previous home loss that was kind of embarrassing back in January to this team, you didn't even get a point tonight. When they are all so crucial with everything going on the out-of-town scoreboard with teams in your division and possibly even a wild card from teams in the Pacific Division. The Sabres, simply put, were better in every facet of the game than the Nashville Predators were Friday night. They outscored them, of course. They outshot them. They won more face-offs. They were better on special teams. They blocked more shots than the Preds did from the Sabres, and something that's supposed to be the bread and butter of Nashville Predators hockey, they laid out more hits on the Preds than the Preds did on the Sabres. Every game, every point is crucial to this team with 14 games left to go in the regular season if they want to make the playoffs. Sure, of the last 14 games remaining in the regular season, the Preds have 9 home games and 5 road games, so you think that would make it a little easier, but guess how many of those 14 games are against teams currently in a playoff spot or fighting for a playoff spot? 10! That means you only have 4 gimme games, and as we have seen this Friday night, not even gimme games are a sure thing. Take this rest that you have until Tuesday night back home inside Bridgestone Arena to make sure you're damn good and ready to play against a Wild team that, like you, does not want to play Colorado in the first round. So that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. As always, click like if you liked this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. You can find my social media by clicking on a channel name. Tell all your friends about Redemption. Please, Breads Blue Line, get healthy soon.